Hi everybody, it's Claire with another art journal video, and today I am sharing with you some of the new colours from Dina Wakley Media. The ones that have been released as gloss sprays and now as paints. It's very exciting. So I'm using fir, sage and syrup on this page, and I'm starting off by adding some of the painted marks collage tissue paper onto the background. So you can see I'm working in my craft journal. Definitely this is my go-to journal. I love working in this size and I just love this paper. It's just so lovely to work on, and I love how the colours work on it too. So I've added this sort of scalloped background on, and I decided I really liked it, so I got my black gesso out and just decided I would add some more marks that went onto the craft paper to kind of work with what I'd put down from the collage tissue paper. So then once that was dry, I then got some of the sage and fir on my brush, which was a little bit wet, and just kind of swept it down the page and then in a couple of places across as well. These two colours mix really nicely together. It's definitely not colours that I would normally choose. In fact, probably would never choose to work with, but I actually really like the way that they worked. And then I'm using this connected dot stencil, and I'm just putting some of the syrup paint through that as well. So this ends up being quite subtle over the green, but I like the way that it looks. It's, I don't know, because it works really well with the craft background too. Then I decided I wanted to use these two chipboard elements, so I was just playing about with where they were going to go, decided I didn't want them white, I wanted them to be black. So again, painted them with some black gesso, and then gave So once they were dry, I was going to stick the figure on the right hand side of the page, and it then got a little bit lost on the background, so I just sprayed a little bit of white onto there just to help that stand out a little bit, and stuck down a small piece of collage tissue paper at the bottom to kind of ground the figure a little bit more so he wasn't just floating around on the page. Then I used the Tim Holtz tiny attacher and stapled the figure in place, and was going to stick the breathe in words straight on the page, but again felt it got a bit lost, so ripped a bit of this card that I had. I really like the look of the torn edges, so using some double-sided tape I stuck that on with some of the torn edges overlapping, just so that you could still see those, and I liked the way that that highlighted the word, because then you could see it in white. So using the double-sided tape again, stuck that in place. And then I did some journaling on the figure. A little bit later on I actually paint over this because I decided I didn't like it. But that's one of the great things about art journaling, like there are no rules, and sometimes things work, sometimes you like how it looks and sometimes you don't. And one of the things I love is that, you know, nothing is unfixable. Is that a word? I don't know, it is now. So I'm also using the Signo Uniball and just drawing in some of those white circles, some circles from the connected dot stencil, and then I'm just sketching in my writing. So I'm just using an ordinary gel pen. This is going to say breathe in the good stuff, breathe out the bad stuff. This is not a reference to anything other than life's experiences. I didn't kind of think it might have any double meaning until after I'd written it, but it's definitely just about taking a big deep breath sometimes when things are tough and knowing that we can get through it. So I'm just, you notice I've used two different pens there. I've used my gel pen, I've also used a thicker Posca pen for the breathe outwards so that it would kind of work better with the chipboard element that I added too. So then I've decided I wanted the writing I'd done in the gel pen to stand out a bit better, so I've gone over that in a Posca pen just to help it stand out. It does, you can see that does show up a bit better. I've also done a mix of capital letters and lowercase letters for that writing. I kind of like the way that looks, a little bit quirky. And then I'm using the white gel pen, and I'm going to use do like a bit of a drop shadow on the word breathe out too. So this is where I'm just painting out that writing on the figure. Can't even tell it was there now, so that's quite good. And then once that was dry, I added some splatters of syrup onto the page as well. So putting some of those onto the figure just kind of brought that colour from the background forwards a little bit too. And next it was time to add that little shadow onto those letters. It just helps those pop out a bit more, kind of makes them work more with the words that are on the chipboard element too. Then I'm just going in doing a bit of mark making. As you know, one of my favourite things to do is to add lots of dots onto the page in different places. It's a very relaxing thing to do. That bit's just out of camera shot, sorry about that. And then I thought I might add like a white line down that side of the figure, but decided I didn't like that either, so I went back in with the black Posca pen. So there you go, that is the page finished. So just playing with some of those new colours from Dina Wakley, which we've had as gloss sprays, and now we've got as paints, which is very exciting. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Come back tomorrow for some more. Thanks for watching.